Blessed is he who hath a soul. Blessed is he who hath none. Woe and sorrow to him who hath it in conception. Be thou hot or cold, because if thou art lukewarm, I shall spew thee forth from my mouth. Meaning basically, if you're not serious about this path of ascension, with this spiritual development stuff, then don't start. Just stay where you're at in your blissful ignorance, a prisoner of the digital matrix, but a happy, contented prisoner. Because there's really only two modes of existence, two modalities to deal with this loosh farm, this prison matrix of 3D fallen earth, of harmonic universe number one. You can live in a state of blissful ignorance, or you can be the saint whose soul is fully grown and lives in blissful awakened freedom, consciousness. The saint who lives through the royal power, through the establishment of the royal power in the inner world. And up to this point, the initiate has gained control of his or her environment through establishing control of the inner world, through having control of the outer world as a matter of course, because once you have gained control over your inner sanctum, once you have found the keys to your inner kingdom of heaven and opened the gate, control of the outer world is logical. It is the next logical step. But through these controls, inner, outer, and then the royal command, royal power of the outer world, by activities that foster and perpetuate the control of your world, you can start to place yourselves in such situations as lead to a productive ordering of the inner world. You have learned how to learn. You have learned that you enjoy learning. You have found sustenance. You have found joy, contentment, purpose in learning. Then you can choose those activities in the world that cause your inborn talents and strength to flourish. You can place yourself in the optimal situations. You have learned how to grow. You have learned what components are involved in your growing, in your flourishing. You have learned how to teach others. Those first two steps of gaining control of the inner world, thus the outer world, you've learned to teach others, to share by word and example. You have learned how to initiate, awaken your fellow prisoners. Now, at this point, with royal power in the inner world, you can take on the inner darkness and make it glow with your own self-created light. You have become a self-determining child of the light, growing in the light, a proselytizer for the light, an example of the light. But it involves commitment. It involves a burning awareness of the nature of this world, of this 3D realm of absolutes, of physical matter. And you see that its main function is simply to exist as a loosh farm. Loosh, meaning a system that is set up to amplify, to promote, to encourage your negative, lower vibration, the lower emotions, anxiety, oh, you gotta get, all of that. That perpetuates dense, low emotions, anger, a constant anxiety, fear, souls, and that you have to know that you have been deceived, tricked and deceived into being here in this condition and perpetuated by the system that has been put into place. This is a spiritual warfare that you have to accept, you have to acknowledge, you have to accept it, and then you must redirect fire. Since you are the main loose harvest, since you are the main emotional terminal that produces this, if you so choose to remain asleep. The main warfare is against us and our perception of reality. And this warfare is going on here in this physical realm. It's going on in outer space, in the astral realm. It never stops. But once you awaken to that, once you begin to establish your power, it's part of the program. It's part of your instruction. But woe to those who remain in between, who get a little glimpse of the light, but choose to ignore it. Well, it can be said that a lot of people live their lives like that. I did until I had my dramatic face-to-face confrontation through receiving the energies of the fourth ray, beginning to have my heart chakra pulsed during the Lion's Gate portal of 2021 on August 11th of 2021, receiving the energies of the fourth ray, beginning to understand at a visceral, at a very deep, profound level what love was, what it is, beyond a word, but understanding that it is the connection of everything. I received a massive download on that day, August 11th, 2021. And as it began to play out and assimilate into my life, integrate into my life, the crescendo of that awakening took place on September 24th of 2021 with a full Kundalini activation. A very intense spirit awakening, a reckoning. My life completely changed from that moment on, completely. But I understood how my life had been up to that point, part of this illusionary construct of having glimpses of the light, of having glimpses of inspiration, yet to just fall back into the being lukewarm. And I was living my life like that in this lukewarm status, just kind of getting by, but it led me to that reckoning. And part of that reckoning is understanding that good is determined in this world in comparison to evil. And if you're not prepared to go all the way, because that is what I was ultimately confronted with, people who were totally evil, committed to evil, and understanding my place in the hierarchy of this world. Now I'm going to share this quote, the Corpus Hermeticum: good is determined in comparison to evil. An ideal good here in matter, in this fallen realm, 3D physical realm, is the smallest part of evil. And it is impossible down here that ideal good can be free from malice. And being full of malice, it cannot be ideal good. It becomes evil. Thus, ideal good is found only in God, in the absolute. So then, Asclepius, only the name of ideal good is found in human. When you're confronted with that, when you understand that it's either all in or all out, this dual reality, because that is really what this is. It's an AI simulation, a computer realm it's only composed of zeros and ones, if you know what binary mathematics are. But this physical reality that we live in, this yin-yang, male-female, love, hate, up, down, duality, good versus evil. But this is what must be confronted and assimilated in your knowledge as far as your path, your direction. When you decide to establish royal power in the inner world.